So we're starting off today with the Nivea Aftershave Balm as our primer. We're just going to put that all over the face and wait for it to get tacky. Moving into foundation, we're going to use the FitMe Hydrate and Smooth mixed with the Glotion from L'Oreal. But first we're going to put the Joe Fresh Stick Foundation all over the face. I'm basically using this today to lighten up my liquid foundation because it is a little more tan than I am right now. The Glotion I mixed in just to give a little bit of a glow because I don't usually use stick foundation, so this little cocktail worked out really nicely. We're going to blend it all over with the Real Techniques sponge. I do like sponges for my makeup application more than anything else. For concealer, we're using the Age Rewind Concealer in Light. I love these concealers. I love the brightening one as well. They have sort of a pinky undertone in the brightening one. It's excellent if you have dark circles like I do. So again, just blending that in with the Real Techniques sponge. Doing a little bit of cream contouring today. We're going to use the Wet n Wild cream contour stick. I don't know what these are actually called, but you can get them pretty much everywhere that Wet n Wild is sold. So I'm just putting that in all the contour places. I don't always contour my jawline, but I wanted to show it to you guys today because that is the place that I spend the most time blending when I do cream contour. It's not really an everyday thing, but for a look like this where my skin is like proper pale, meaning I'm pale right now and my foundation actually mixed into my skin tone, I wanted to use a little bit of cream contour just to warm back up the face and contour the jawline and the cheekbones before we go into all of our powders. So when you use cream contour, especially in the jawline, just really take the time to blend it out. For baking today, we're using the Fit Me Loose Setting Powder from Maybelline. Excuse me. And just tapping it in, all of the excess powder, just tapping it, even if it looks like I'm rubbing here, I am just tapping it in. So putting that in all the usual places, basically all the places that we put concealer, and then also just carving out the bottom edge of the contour and bringing the jawbones forward to give a little bit more dimension to the face. Here I'm just blending out the edges and I'm doing it very lightly, so do be careful with that. So now going into the setting powder, I'm using 220 in the Fit Me powder just to bring all of the colors together. In the foundation I used 125 and it was still a little bit tan for me, but in the powder it, as you can see, just blended everything together nicely. Butter bronzer to bronze up the face from Physicians Formula. Definitely my favorite bronzer from the drugstore. It is a little bit pricey, but it's really good. The Rimmel bronzers are also really good and they're way cheaper, but you have to be careful because some have shimmers. So the Mosaic blush from Essence and the butter blush from Physicians Formula. The Mosaic one is going on first there, and then the butter one is for a topper because it's got a lot of shimmer in it. For a highlight, we're using the Pure Nude Highlighter by Essence. I love this highlighter. It is the best everyday highlighter, especially if you don't want that like crazy wet look. This is an amazing highlighter. You can basically bathe in it and it doesn't look like too much. For eyeshadow, we're using the Wet n Wild palette today. This one is called Comfort Zone. It's my first time using this particular palette from Wet n Wild. I do have Rosé in the Air and I use it quite a lot, but going into this shadow right here, I was very, very surprised by how dark and pigmented it was. I barely touched the palette, and as you can see, it's like so much shadow. Here I'm just blending it out with the lighter green shade because again, it was just, there was so much pigmentation. It was so much darker than I thought, so really taking the time to just blend it around. And then here, just putting on a lid color with my finger and an inner quarter highlight with that super light shimmer shade in the palette, doing the upper lip, the nose, the inner corners, just the arch of the eyebrow. That kind of brings everything together. Using my favorite mascara, the Lash Sensational from Maybelline in Blackest Black. And then for brows today, using the Essence Make Me Brow. My favorite lip gloss is the L'Oreal, what are they called? Lustrous Lip, I think. Super easy to wear. And then just a quick highlight on the boobs, the collarbones, and just bringing everything together. So I hope you guys like this one. Any questions, leave them down below, and I'll see you on the next one.